we have been working together for now in earnest, gosh, almost a year on developing a red team coaching program in partnership with your company, in partnership with coaching.com. And we just completed the first pilot program of that, which I understand was the best rated coaching pilot you guys have run yet. Is that true?
Yeah, we've had a lot of pilots for programs, and you guys were the highest rated pilot we've ever had, which is incredible because it's not the typical coaching program or program for coaches. So I think you guys really accomplished something incredible. And I'm so excited about this program. I'm very excited about coaching and its impact in the world. And I've always been very excited about red teaming. And to put them together and equip coaches with these capabilities and perspective is, I think, incredibly powerful.
Yeah, we sensed that during the pilot, didn't we, Bryce? The caliber of the coaches, obviously, that came on were high. But when they saw this capability and they started playing with the tools and getting to use them, you could see how the power within those tools and in their hands, the light bulbs were coming on. They're like, wow, this is a whole new level of capability that's going to allow me to be a far more effective coach, a far more dynamic and responsive coach, but also how you can quickly help, which the whole purpose of these is to help their clients, their coachees, to also understand these concepts that we're talking about, suspending judgment, looking at things from a different perspective, altering your opinion and ego, which is often half the problem you're trying to battle against with coaches. But yeah, it's great to see. Great to see.
And how quickly they started using this with their clients, and how that was received. We had one coach in our program who came back after just 2 days. He came back the third day of the course, so just after two modules, and he said, I used this with one of my clients yesterday, and not only was it amazing and led this executive to have this and this epiphany, but this executive has now asked me to train his entire team in this. And we're like, hold on just a second there. Just slow down here. Let's walk before we run here. But that just he's like, this guy's like, I need you to train my whole team now in this, because that's how quickly the coaches were able to take this and use it, and how quickly their clients were able to see the benefit of it.
That's a good yardstick for successful training, when you're able to apply it right away. So that was one of the most positive things I've heard that week while the pilot was going on. And it's a great indicator that there's a lot of value for the coaching community in using these tools. Again, I think we should measure the efficacy and effectiveness of training by saying, okay, how quickly are you implementing, especially with implementers?
That's the whole
like
purpose,
coaches.
isn't it? With learning, training, instruction. And we sort of pride ourselves with, trying to make all of our modules, easy to learn, instantly applicable, with immediate efficacy. And if you get those three things, then the ROI that you can then get from that, and the pace with which you can get it, is exactly as you said, Alex. That's the perfect yardstick for me of quality training. And for organizations out there, when you have this plethora of training opportunities for your people and you've got to spend money on it, it's hard to choose the ones that are going to provide you with that ROI that you want. Because so often we talk to people where they get sent away on the standard 2 days training a year or whatever it is they're doing the program, and they come back and go, yeah, it might have been fun and I enjoyed the time away, but I'm not using what I've learned because it's not relevant, or there's no efficacy in the organizational context I'm trying to use this. So I think really helping coaches see that, helping clients see that, and bringing those all together is where you really make that difference in coaching.com.
This is something I really passionately believe in, that you should hold the companies that you bring in to train your people accountable for an ROI on the investment that you're making. And I don't mean that you need to be able to say, well, we spent, $2,000 on training and we got $3,000 in immediate here on our balance sheet is $3,000 that we gained from it. I mean, being able to see in a change in behavior, in a change of decision quality, in a change of leadership abilities, whatever it is, immediately. And, it's something that I have really made a principle ever since I started training people in this back in 2015, that everything we do has to be immediately applicable. And we've dropped tools from our training portfolio that are powerful tools, but are so complex that they weren't immediately applicable. So, one of the ones that I'm asked about a lot, because people read about it in the book and it sounds kind of sexy, is string of pearls analysis. And it's an incredibly powerful tool. It's actually probably the most powerful red team thinking tool that exists, but it takes a long time to train people how to do it. And it takes an even longer time to do it right. When the Army does string of pearls analysis, sometimes they've taken a month to do one analysis, but the results are amazing. But I don't teach that anymore because I only taught it once. And the company that we taught it to was like, this is a lot to take in. We're still trying to struggle to get our heads around this. And, I would rather put that on the shelf until we can figure out how to make that something that is immediately applicable and teach somebody something else that they are right. Yeah, I learned that yesterday. I used it today. Here's what happened.
And that's important for the coaching context because coaches are working with people that are very busy and the coaching needs to be a quick hit, right? So sometimes, in fact, you see that especially at the kind of master level coach. Sometimes coaches will have a 20-minute coaching session when they were scheduled for 60 because they hit on what they needed to hit on. The client's ready to go and implement and then report back on kind of what's the impact of that insight or that conversation, and being able to be dynamic as a coach is important. So the tools that are applicable for coaching from the red team perspective, I think, are those that are streamlined, right? Because people are busy. So I think I'm just super excited about what you guys are doing. I've always been excited about red teaming. And the idea of having a large number of coaches go through the training and use it with clients. I mean, this is the kind of thing in this complex world that has impact. It's like one little thing has a cascading consequence. And coaches are really like vessels for development in the world because they go, that's the thing that drives me for the program side of our business, that you can partner with incredible thought leaders and create incredible learning experiences for coaches that then go and talk to, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people. And you use these models. And I think that is a catalyst for change and a lot of the change that we want to see in the world. So that's why I think coaching is very powerful, because coaches are agents of change.
They are absolutely agents of change. And I love how, and I've just got some feedback I'm going to read out in a minute from yesterday, how coaches are these people who can go into organizations and slow them down in the way that it allows the organization to then accelerate. Because everyone's going double quick. Everybody's got to be, under the cosh of speed, we call it. And by doing that, they're not taking the time to observe, see what's going on. And in a complex world, that pace will cause you to fail. And there's a great comment here from last night, a lady who came through the last night class we did. Doesn't take long to run a red team thinking session. Is it better to be fast or thoughtful and quick? And I thought that was brilliant. Is it better to be fast or thoughtful and quick?
You got to slow down to speed up.
You go.
I mean, that is,
Favorite
that's
line.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to The Thinking Leader. Check the show notes for more information about the topics covered in this episode. There, you'll also find a link to our free assessment. Click on it right now to find out if you are a red team thinker with a red team culture.